Hello and welcome to another update video about Quant. Quant looks very similar to Cardano, unfortunately, right? However, it has made impressive gains this year and is coiling up at a pretty high level actually. But you know, it is also doing a little bit of a sideways move. And today there was a bit of a pump, but again, I'm not convinced that this was like the final breakout of this triangle, because essentially it's looking really similar to Cardano. You can even put another sort of trend line up here somewhere, possibly even like that, you know, because we had these peaks here, yeah, and we never really managed to get out of this triangle. Now, similar situation to Cardano, where we are now above the 20-day moving average here. I think Cardano still has to do that. We are at least above the 20, but we were rejected by the 50-day moving average. And if it wasn't the 50, it was at least this $320 line, which I had as resistance on the chart before. So we exactly did hit that level, and we have been retracing quite far from there actually. So, you know, in that major candle here on the 4-hour chart, that candle obviously had quite a bit of a range from down here, I mean 8%, and we've retraced down, so pretty much lost already 50% again. So we touched the 320 level. So the good thing here to say is that we're actually at least above this trend line here, above this descending trend line, but we haven't managed to get it above the 320 level. So technically we haven't really made a new high on this macro perspective. You can see we haven't really made a new high. Yes, here on the smaller scale we've made high highs, okay, but if you look at the bigger picture of this triangle, we haven't really. So in my view, we haven't really broken here anything. What I would want to see at least is that we break above that previous high here, which was at 320 as well. We would need to get through that and then possibly go to the next target level at 335, which was that resistance level, or that level that we did hit before when we moved up, and really was a bit like a fake out as well. Then we dropped again. So there isn't much more space in that triangle either. I mean, it's similar to Cardano, where we're just moving sideways. You could even say, I mean, if you disregard these peaks and sort of fake outs, that we actually coiling and moving currently between the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level at 286 and the 0.382 at 320, right? You can clearly see that how for the last week we've really been within that level. And to be honest, Algorand did something similar. Algorand has broken out today as well. It's all in they're all in these sort of triangle formations, which and it's not only Cardano. It's not only Cardano, but they all have solid fundamentals. They all have a lot of potential. And you probably have heard on my channel that that Quant is actually working together with the British or the UK, British Pound Foundation on a UK CBDC, which is actually quite mind-blowing. Together with Ripple, they're working on that. So the fundamentals and everything, and also generally the technology of that overledger, is mind-blowing. So yeah, I believe here in the fundamentals. I see QNT with 4 digits in the not too distant future, but we need to move. We need to move now. We need to break out. And as I said, I want to see a break above 320 to continue that impulsive move to the upside. At the moment, it's still a retracement in my view. Yes, a bit of a pump today, but nothing sustainable so far at least. Even though the volume was nice, yeah, today, you can see the candle here, but we've had that whenever we try to break out. We had these candles, and yeah, I don't know if that was a bit of pump and dump here, because you see these striking candles, and whenever we try to break out, we really got back in there. And what I find so strange is, and it really, I mean, I've been observing the crypto market for a while, but what is really quite interesting, that some cryptos really at the moment, they're just in the same pattern. I don't know how that works out and where that comes from, but that some cryptos just following the same pattern and other cryptos are following a different pattern, and they all sort of in groups of different patterns, and some cryptos follow that pattern, other cryptos follow that pattern, and it's always the same pattern within these groups. So I find that quite interesting. So on the daily then, we are here going to, and that actually happened today, and that's good actually. I didn't see that before this video. we are actually having a buy signal on the MACD. You can see that. So it might actually, we didn't have that before, okay? So we didn't have that when we broke out here on the 16th. We didn't have that when we broke out on the 8th. We didn't have that when we broke out on the 2nd. It is a buy signal on the MACD. That is quite significant actually. So, I mean, that could have been just here, just one green bar doesn't just mean much, but also probably tomorrow or so we're gonna cross the 0 line here on the MACD. So it could really be that buy signal we need to finally push out of that triangle. So that is a good sign. That is a good sign. Last time we had a buy signal like that on the MACD was here on the 5th of September, and the rest is history, right? You can see how much we moved up from there. And the time before that happened, we had massive price moves as well. It's looking good from a MACD point of view. Also, the RSI is actually looking very promising, because on the daily you can see that the RSI is above 50. The RSI is making higher lows here, pretty much what the price is doing as well. But it is coiling up, and we are above the 50 line here. Yeah, we are above the 50 line. We're in the bullish range, and that is actually looking quite cool. That's looking quite good and quite promising, and that could maybe give us that push if we even cross the 0 line tomorrow on the MACD, to give us maybe some attention, and we could finally push above that 320 line towards the 335. I think that would be a really important sign. Get above that 320, which would also be above the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement level. Now on the 4 hour, we already had a look at it, a little bit overheated. That is why we're retracing at the moment. That's why we couldn't get through the 320 level, probably on the 4 hour chart. And on the 1 hour, you can see that retracement a little bit clearer. And if we take a look here, how far more would we retrace? Probably. Let's take a look from that low. Let's see if that is a valid for Fibonacci. So I think we could even come down, and that's probably quite likely. That 0.618 golden pocket is actually sitting at this level here, at the $307 level, and that is very $300 level. So maybe, and that would be quite good if we could find support at the $300 level, which would also be above that previous high here, and pretty much where would slightly be below that high. But at least if we could hold the $300 level and maybe use that to coil up for another move to the upside, then at least we would make a higher low. I think that is probably the most likely what I expect. And then, to be honest, that MACD on the daily looks really good. That MACD on the daily, that buy signal. And as we speak, we also see a small green candle here now. So maybe we really find support here at that previous low. We have not managed to defend the 50-day moving average. So in my view, what we need to do, get above that, hold that level where we are now, because that is the previous high, get higher, get above the 50-day, and from there on, then we can get through that 320 level to the 335. So that MACD on the daily is promising. So I would expect, if we can hold that level where we are now, climb above the 50, I think then we can finally break out of the triangle. That would be good. And it has strong fundamentals, that project here anyway. So, I see further price increases also in this alt season, and Quant, I think, will surprise us all. Right, so hopefully you liked that update. If you did, please smash the like button, and if you want to follow me on this crypto journey, then please subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.